Okay, so Fire and Rain by James Taylor. Just, super classic song from the 70s. Beautiful song, Maybe his best song, in my opinion it is. I just love this song. Some really, really nice guitar playing in this one. And before I get into it, when I was doing the research on this, I kind of forgot this, but he was brought to Apple Records by a guy called Peter Asher, who was the A&R guy at Apple. And he was one of the first people Apple Records signed. Anyways, kind of cool. The song is in, we've got the capo on the 3rd fret, so we're going to talk about it like it's in A. Okay, we'll call that an A chord and a D. I mean, it's actually in C with that capo there, but we'll just talk about it like in the chords we all recognize. And it's all finger picking, and he is just a monster finger picker. He just makes it look so easy. A big thing about his style is he puts on those crazy nails. So he gets a really, really bright and a really powerful attack because of those claws that he has on his fingers. But for most of us, we're not going to get that same kind of attack on the strings without having some help with the fingernails. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to slide into this chord, and that's basically just like a bar chord, but we're just going to use that part of it. And we're going to hit the open A string. We're going to slide up from G4 to G6, and then we're going to go backwards, E, B, and G strings. And now we're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to slide back down. Okay, so first is slide up, then we're going to slide back down at the same time, hit the open E string, and then backwards from E, B, and G. So we've got, okay, so that's your first part, and then we're going to get into this section. And this will be the trickiest section, I'm sure, for most people, because there's a lot of stuff going on. But I'm going to try and break this down. I'll just play it for you one more time. Alright, so once we get out of this, we're going to hit the open D string. And just before I go on, if you watch videos of him playing, he plays these chords real weird, like the D chord, I think he plays like that. And the A chord, he plays like that. Really strange. Like, that one. And then he slides that one in there. And the D chord, or the E chord, he plays like that too. But there's some really weird fingerings that he does here. But don't, feel compelled to do the same fingerings as he does, because if you've been playing a D chord like that forever, like I have, to play it like that's just kind of weird, right? Although, I did wind up playing the A chord like that, because I just found I got a better snap off of that B string. Okay, so we hit the open D, and then we're going to pluck all 3 strings, G, B, and E, and we're going to hammer on E2. And as we hammer on, we'll pluck it, right? And then we'll just hammer it on, right? So we've got, I'm going to go real slow on this part because it's kind of tricky. Right, now we're going to go to this A chord, and like I said, I'm playing it that way, okay? But you could play it that way. Be a little tougher to get those pull-offs clean, I think, like that. Or you could play it this way too, where you go like that. But I wound up playing it this way, which just feels good to me. Okay, so we've got, now we're going to go to that A chord, and we're going to, same 3 strings, G, B, and E, we're going to hammer on B2 while we hit that A note. But now the thumb gets kind of strange here, because I'll just play it. Okay, so what we got there is we hit that A twice. And then we're going to go and that's just the A note on G2 and the open A twice. Okay, so that is a good spot to just kind of cut it off and just try and get that, right? Just get that in your head, right? So we've got now once you've got that, you can move on to the next part. And that's just, we're going to put a little finger here, or you could be, yeah, if you're doing it that way, it's still a little finger. If you're doing it that way, yeah, it would always be your little finger. And we've got, then pull off. That's basically what we're getting, right? So it's all three strings. And then that pull off. And then just pluck the A string, or the G string, the A note on the G string, G2. Right? And then we finish it off by hammering on that B2 while we hit that A string. Okay? It's a tricky part, right? So let's do that. Slowly again. So now moving on, after we do this, we're going to go, which is G string, B string, open A. Now we're going to go an E chord, and we're going to hit the open E and the open B, right? So we've got, and then we've got D string, G string. And now we're going to go, which is just the D string and then the open D string. The E note, right, on the D string, then the open D string. So and now we're going to hit this chord here, which is, it's like a G, but we're going to add that note there. Okay, and again, he fingers it like this. I also fingered it like this when I play it. I played it in the demo. But you could also finger it like that if you wanted, right? With your middle finger there, if that's, you know, more comfortable. But I'm going to teach it like this because that's the way I did it. Okay, so we've got. Okay, and that's another tricky part there because of the thumb, right? So. Got G string, D string, G string, and B string. Right? And then we're going to go D string, G string, and then the E string here. that's basically what the fingers are going to do, right? And then we add the bass. So we're just kind of keeping rhythm with that bass. And if you really think about it, it's like 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you could go 6. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Now that'll take quite a bit of practice for most people, okay? So from here, so let's do that whole intro real slow. Okay, and basically that's the verse as well. Now in the verses, I just went kind of the same as the intro. If you watch him play this live, he plays it different all the time, right? And actually, he does a lesson on this song on his website, and it's really, well, it's kind of a lesson. It's mostly just close-ups of him playing, and of course, it's his song, right? He's been playing it for 50 years almost. So he plays it completely different than on the record, right? I'm trying to get what's on the record, but the verses, you could do anything you want in those. You could just go, you could just, pluck the chords. Or I did that. Okay, so you can do anything you want there, really. And then we've got this lick, which is kind of key, and that lick repeats a lot in the song. Okay, so what we're doing there is, from here we're going, and I just hit the open A, and then you go, we're just hammering on here, playing all 3 strings, G, B, and E. So it's all 3, and then it's kind of just that G string. Okay, so you just gotta sort of fool around with that till you get the feel of it. Okay, then we've got and then an E chord. And the picking there on that G is a little bit different. The timing's a bit different. Like in the opening, it's and in the verses it's right. So it's, and meanwhile we've got that thumb too, right? When I hit that low G, I'm also hitting the G, the open G string, right? Another another tricky part there, right? But you know, these parts are just, you got to really apply yourself, really listen to what's going on. And after a while, you'll just kind of, you know, you'll get the feel of it, and it won't seem as bad as it did at the beginning. Okay, so that's pretty well it for the verses and the intro. So now we're going to get into the chorus, and the chorus comes out of that. And what he does in the chorus is he just plays it really simple. He just goes, okay, so he's just got those, you could play a D chord there, right? But the way he does it is like that. And the bass line is going, right? But he's not playing that second bass line. He's just going, right? But what I did, and I think it sounds actually better because if you play this by yourself, you know, I think it's like strings are doing that on the record, right? But you can just go like this. What I do is I play the D chord like this. So I'm just barring on the second fret, G, B, and E strings, and putting my finger there. That's a D, right? It's just a different way of playing a D. And I just go like this, right? Third finger there on the fourth fret of the A string. Now I'm just going to bar there. Okay, and all the time I'm playing the top three strings, G, B, and E. Now I'm going to play the open E and play the D, G, and B strings with my fingers. So we've got so that's the chorus, and then the ending of the chorus, we're going to go to a G chord, and again, I'm going to play it like that, and put your little finger here on B3, and we're going to pluck the D, G, and B strings with our finger, right? So that's going to be our first chord. There's another descending thing, right, where he goes, and that is just, it's like that. It's like a D over an F sharp bass, but just a different fingering, right? So we've got G2. Keep our little finger there and just move that note down there. So we've got, and then we've got just an E minor 7. And then we just play this. It's just the second fret of the D string. And we just kind of do. That open E, we're hitting all the others, and then it repeats, right? Okay, so that's all the sections of the song. Sounds really complicated. Once you kind of get your head wrapped around these this finger picking and these licks, you know, it comes together fairly quickly. But I wouldn't call this a beginner song, though, right? You know, you may just frustrate yourself if you're just starting out with finger picking. Okay, so anyways, beautiful song, really, really fun to play, and just sounds beautiful on a guitar, you know, really, really nice arrangement for the guitar. Anyways, hope you get something out of this lesson. Hope you enjoy playing the song, and we'll talk to you next time.